Hello and welcome to Kognito Key. Today, we are exploring an incredible microscopic universe that's rushing through your veins right at this very moment. We're going to break down the absolute miracles of blood cells. We're not just looking at blood as a fluid, but as billions of tiny biological machines working together in total harmony.
You know, blood is way more than just a liquid. It's really your body's ultimate transit system. Think of it like a bustling, life-giving river. It is constantly pumping fresh oxygen and vital nutrients out to every single extremity, and at the exact same time, it's acting as a highly efficient waste removal service, ferrying toxins straight to your kidneys and liver. And if you've ever noticed, it's actually noticeably thicker than pure water. That's entirely because of the amazing serum proteins and all those solid blood cells suspended right inside it.
So what happens if we zoom in? Well, if we take a sample of blood and spin it really fast in a centrifuge, centrifugal force actually separates all its components based on their weight. The result is just beautifully clear. We get three very distinct layers. The very top layer is plasma, which is this light, kind of straw-colored liquid that makes up about 60% of the blood. Then, right in the middle at the junction, we have a super thin layer holding all our white blood cells and platelets. And finally, down at the very bottom, settling as this heavier sediment, we find our red blood cells. Together, those middle and bottom layers make up the solid 40% of our blood.
Let's dive into that heavy bottom layer. This is where we find the erythrocytes, better known as red blood cells. I like to think of them as your 120-day oxygen delivery trucks. At a microscopic 7 micrometers, their biconcave disc shape is literally an evolutionary marvel. That shape allows them to easily fold and squeeze through the absolute narrowest capillaries in your entire body.
Their mission is highly specialized. They're completely loaded with a pigment called hemoglobin, which is rich in iron and gives blood its red color. They basically act as ferries, carrying fresh oxygen out to the body and bringing carbon dioxide right back. But honestly, their most brilliant design feature, they are anucleated. By completely discarding their nucleus, they maximize their internal surface area so they can pack in as much cargo as physically possible. They just work tirelessly for about 120 days before they're finally retired in the spleen.
Now moving up and hovering in that thin middle junction of our spun sample, we find the leukocytes, or white blood cells. Unlike those uniform delivery trucks we just talked about, these guys are irregular, fully nucleated immune soldiers. And it's astonishing, but they make up merely 1% of your total blood volume. Yet this tiny fraction shoulders the enormous burden of defending your entire body against all kinds of microscopic invaders.
That 1% is an incredibly diverse, specialized task force. Neutrophils make up the vast majority, at around 62%, and they act as aggressive first responders against bacteria and fungi. Then you have lymphocytes at 30%, serving as your highly intelligent memory and antibody factories to fight off specific antigens. Meanwhile, monocytes handle the cleanup. Eosinophils manage allergic reactions, and those extremely rare basophils, making up less than 0.5%, trigger inflammation to increase blood flow when you need it. Every single cell type here has a really specific, absolutely critical battlefield role.
Sharing that exact same middle layer with the white blood cells, we find the thrombocytes, which most of us know as platelets. You can think of them as your body's emergency repair mechanics. They are incredibly small, just 2 to 3 micrometers across, and just like our red blood cells, they don't have a nucleus. Now, they have a lightning-fast lifespan of only 5 to 9 days, but believe me, without them, a simple scratch could literally be life-threatening.
When a blood vessel breaches, it is all about crisis management. Platelets instantly rush to the scene, physically clumping together to form an actual literal plug right over the leak. At the same time, they release these things called procoagulant factors. This triggers a massive, rapid chemical cascade that accelerates blood clotting, sealing the breach and preventing severe blood loss. They are true emergency responders.
Section 1. Blood cell disorders, when balance becomes chaos.
You see, our cellular homeostasis is a really delicate tightrope. If production tips too far in either direction, chaos ensues. For example, having way too many red blood cells thickens the blood into a condition called polycythemia, while having too few leaves us completely starved for oxygen, which is anemia. Overactive white blood cells lead to leukocytosis, while a lack of them leaves us dangerously vulnerable to infection. And if our platelets fail to balance, we swing from dangerous, excessive clotting in thrombocythemia to struggling to clot at all in hemophilia. Maintaining that exact, perfect concentration is absolutely vital for our survival.
It's wild to think about, right? The delicate balance of billions of these microscopic cells is working tirelessly, second by second,
just to keep you alive. It really makes you wonder what other incredible mysteries are operating in the shadows of your own biology. Well, if you enjoyed learning about the miracles inside you, please hit subscribe to join the Kognito Key channel. Also, make sure to like and share this explainer with your fellow curious minds, and I'll see you in the next one.